Hey, if you are in real estate, let me ask you a question. Are you making all you can? Are you getting leads from your website? Is your website one of the best systems out there right now? Are you looking to find a way to retire at some point while still maintaining a passive income? You're in the right place. Welcome to the Exponential Files, hosted by Jim Lowenstern, CEO of the Castles Unlimited team, brokered by eXp Realty, and me, Larry Lawfer. Welcome to the episode 3, Jim. What's in store for today?
Okay. Well, you wanted one question, you got four. Let's call it Castles Unlimited, brokered by EXP. And when I say that, that's, the team thing is just a local MLS thing. Oh, okay. So we've got got a
Wait a minute.
shared
Wait a
screen.
minute. Wait a minute. Did you just correct me in the show about? I didn't
Well, you
even.
said let me ask you a question, and there were four questions.
There wasn't four questions.
Listen, I just drove through a blizzard. Okay, we're not going to have
So
any
you're
argument.
upset?
You're at home, nice and cozy. Yeah, I'm upset.
All right.
I'm
Let's.
moving to Florida. Okay.
Well,
So we're gonna be talking about the business model today, the EXP business model. We're gonna do it concisely. We're gonna do it so that you don't have to read my book if you don't want to. Your $1 million month in real estate. So
Dan, I wish you had told me
EX
that before I read it.
yeah. So no desk fees with EXP, no royalty fees or franchise fees.
Yeah.
So it's very simple. It's an 80-20 split. Everybody gets the same split. There's no special people out there that get a higher split. There's no new agent splits. Everyone's 80-20. And at a $16,000 a year cap, you go to 100% for the balance of the year. So there is a way to even get that cap back in your pocket, but we're going to talk about that with another slide. There's, let's see, 250. Okay, so after you cap, yes, there is $250 per transaction, but that's not bad. You could have a $20,000 commission and pay 250 bucks.
Yeah.
And those fees, once you've paid in 5,000, it goes down to $75. Exact same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So $20,000 commission, $10,000 commission, it'll be 75 bucks. Standard costs, $149 to get yourself into the system, 85 bucks a month. What that gets you is KV Core CRM. It gets you the free website, gets you access to 3,000 plus Regis offices around the world, gets you a SkySlope digital, document platform. What else? It gets you into EXP world for training. There's at least 50 new hours a week. Plus, it gets you into all the work groups, all the meta groups that EXP offers. I mean, it's training. And with the Castles Unlimited team, if you're choosing us as your sponsor, you're going to get a $2,800 a month coaching course, and all your sponsorships would also get that course.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
$25 broker review. I believe that's on every transaction. And the $40 risk management, basically that's E&O annual, that caps at 500 bucks.
It's an awful lot, and it rivals almost any of the other franchises out there.
Well, what we're seeing
The
is
difference is it's not a franchise, and that's one of the main differences.
better agents are now joining. So these numbers for them, for what they're used to at Sotheby's or Coldwell Banker or Christie's or those companies, this is unbelievable. Plus, a few sponsorships, and all of this gets paid and then some. There are people retiring but we'll get to that. That's another
Well,
slide.
that's yeah, that's what I talked about in the opening. Is in fact, whoop, there we go.
Get to the next slide.
This is revenue share review. Whoop, are you talking? I can't hear you.
I am talking.
Okay, there you go.
I don't see the slide though.
There you do. Right?
Nope, not yet.
Well, we're sharing the screen.
I see you.
Yep,
I see me.
Yeah.
I don't see the screen.
There.
Now I see the screen. Awesome. All right. So let's talk about the cascading revenue share. Someone comes to you. You've been working with EXP or Castles Unlimited EXP, and someone asks you, "Gee, Larry, tell me about EXP." Well, first of all, you can just send them right to this video. But here's what happens. Tier 1 is everyone that you sponsor, will say, or recruit. That's the old terminology. But anybody who picks you as a sponsor, you're going to get from the company's side of the commission 3.5% up to the 16,000 cap, which makes it $2,800 per year per agent. Okay. Anybody that you've sponsored now, when they sponsor somebody, you're going to get 0.2% of that person's commission. But if you've recruited, and that's where you see tier 2 and you see 5+, and if you look above, it says first tier agents needed, and FLQRs is also, I'll let you know, is frontline qualified realtors. Okay, so once you hit 5 or more on your first tier, that 0.2% becomes 4%. So that actually is a 20x increase by getting up to 5 or more agents, qualified agents on your first tier. And qualified agents, I think they just have to have a $5,000 commission every 6 months. That's it. It's, you know,
that's
even
not very
part-time.
qualified, but it's something.
I'm just saying, yeah, you know, if it's a part-time agent and they're not doing any business at all, you're not going to make any money
anyway
on them anyway. Correct.
Yeah.
But the encouragement here from going from 1 agent, 2 agents, 3 agents, 4 agents to 5 agents is that 20x increase. And that increase is 0.2% to 4% is a 20 times increase.
Yeah.
So there are going to be months that an EXP agent is going to be making X, and then they're going to recruit maybe even just 1 agent. Maybe they had 4 agents that are qualified, and now they have 5, and their agents had recruited people, and that's your tier 2. You're going to see your income go up in that portion of the revenue by a factor of 20, which, you know, it's pretty amazing to see X amount of dollars one month and 20x the next month.
Right.
And don't forget, you've recruited another person, so that person can be recruiting more people, which brings more money. It's I would say, the multiplying effect of this entire system that is so genius. It makes it so unique in the business. No one else has it. KW, of course, has something that's with profit, but with profit, you're never going to figure out how you're paid. This is all very etched in stone. It's revenue.
It's revenue, so it's top line, and profit share is not top line. Profit share is after the actual individual company has determined that it's made a profit, and then you get your profit share based on whatever's left. So it will always be it'll always be a lesser amount.
KW, I think there's a white paper online if you want to read through it. I think it's about a dozen pages to figure out how they pay. Meanwhile, this is 1 page.
Right.
It's a grid. You can just plug it in. And the technology that runs this whole thing, I mean, this is all just a 2-dimensional grid. What you get is a dashboard that not only includes all the names of the people that you've recruited, all the names of the people you've recruited have sponsored, and so on. It breaks it down by the expansion share percentage, the
Right.
exponential share percentage each month. They tell you how much you made last month, how much you're anticipated to make this month. And also in that dashboard are little things like a Morgan Stanley account,
Right.
because while you're doing all this, they're giving you shares of stock,
Right.
hundreds of dollars worth of stock for everyone that you've recruited when they sell something, when you sell something. There was one of, when you cap,
Yeah.
that you get shares of stock
And
also.
and you can also take part of your commission. What is that? 10% of your commission and buy at a reduced
Five,
rate.
five, 5% of your commission at a 10% discount.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that particular money is interesting because you can have a closing on Monday. You can close that account out. You can sell it for a 10% profit the next day. It is not a lockdown period. Um, so let's just look at this grid just a little bit further. You'll see that tier 3, it goes down to 2.5%, tier 4, 1.5, tier 5, 1%. But then it starts going up again. And tier 7 is 5%. It goes from 0.5% for expansion. And then once you've gone from 25 agents and you go add another 15, and you've got now 40 or more qualified agents, now on tier 7, you get 5%, but you also have opened up every level at the maximum.
Yeah.
So I believe if you add up all of those exponential shares, what you find is that 20%?
It's yeah. Yep. There we
Yeah,
go.
it's basically they're offering you pretty much everything that they're bringing in by being that good at expanding your team and sponsorship.
Hey,
That's pretty amazing.
that is really amazing. Let me ask you a show question. Were you seeing me look at all the technology, or were you still looking at the expansion? This.
I see the share overview. That's on
Oh,
my
okay.
screen.
Oh, good, good, good.
We want to go to the next screen?
Yeah, yeah. I had to go check and see what's going there, and
Definitely going to have to edit this show.
nah, nah. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Here, there we go. Okay, can you see that one now? Huh. For some reason, let me get back to the Zoom. At some point, there we go. And there's 3. And share. Okay, so that's how I have to do that. There you go.
Okay. So here we go. EXPI is the ticker symbol for EXP Realty. So the first thing, sustainable equity plan, earn shares on your first transaction, earn shares when you fully cap, earn shares when you're agent. Uh, and I forget which is which. I think for most of those, it's $400 worth of stock. One of them might be 200, but we'll cover that on the next show. Icon agent. Okay, so Icon agents have hit their cap, and they've had another 20 transactions, or they've done 500,000 gross commission income GCI for the year or more, and that's Icon status. So the $16,000 in stock is locked up, I believe, for 3 years. You get 8,000 as soon as you become an Icon agent. All Icon agents get 8,000. The other 8,000 is broken up into $4,000 worth of stock, and then 2 and 2. I believe the 4,000 is if you're basically part of coaching and mentoring new agents. and the other 2,000 and 2,000, you get that back if you're attending the EXP events. There's one coming up in Cabo next month, for example.
There's no tickets
So
for that one though now.
um, tickets, probably, I don't
E-
know.
Every
I
once in a
think there's
while,
some,
I'll see some.
yeah, they're agents that are selling them, but they do sell out. That's the point.
Yeah,
We've got 75,000 agents now worldwide, and you know, the only venue that's going to handle all 75,000, hopefully, is EXP World, where we're all just, digital versions of
right,
ourselves.
right.
The agent equity, we covered that, 5% at a 10% discount, no lockup period. You can sell it the next day, which is not bad. I've got some agents, they're doing transactions every other day. They can make an additional 10% on their 5% of their commissions every few days. Yesterday, they released the annual revenue report, and the stock went up almost 20%.
Yeah, yeah. There's
It
a
did
lot
go
of
down today. The
well,
last time I
that's
looked, it was down a little,
yeah,
but you know, it is going to fluctuate. It trades more like a tech stock than a real estate stock because it has Verbella, that they're they're doing Verbella with other companies. They're selling that metaverse system to Fortune 500 companies, and I believe government, like I think the State Department,
we
and
should
what
we
was the other
should do
thing?
a show where we're actually in the virtual world. I think that'd be cool. I don't know if we can
Uh,
do that. We'd have to check on that.
you'll figure it out,
Um,
and
pr-
I'll come along for the ride. My avatar right now has like a little like a beanie. I look like I'm going to be playing hacky sack in the park. I haven't spent a lot of time
yeah.
customizing it.
What I particularly liked about it was answering questions, though, because you have a question and you can ask. There's from around the world. There's people that are in there, agents, working agents, producing agents, and if you have a question, somebody will step up and answer it, and it won't be like Facebook real estate answers, you know. What's the best website I should have? It's deep dive into the nuts and bolts of our industry. Let's move on to our
Next
next
slide.
slide. And I got to share the screen. Look at me. I know what I'm doing here. There you go. And there it is. Here, let me move us out of the way.
Looks like the same thing we just had though.
Yeah, it's supposed to be. It does look like it, doesn't it? Let me. Were we looking at? Oh,
EXP is high tech. The exponential files is, I'm not going to say low tech. It's sort of like
I
mid
can.
tech.
Yeah. Well, it's us. It's us. Uh, and anyway, we're done with we're done with those. It looks like we had.
It never looked scarier.
Uh, yeah. Here, let's. Oh, stop the share. There's my issue. There we go. All right. Um, I think
I don't see the screen.
no, because it 3 and 4 were the same.
Oh, is that
So
all
they
the
were.
screens?
Yeah, that was all the screens.
We're all done.
We're done with that part of the show.
Okay.
But I want to recap a little bit because it's kind of dry the way that um, there were probably 5 or 6 new ways for a real estate agent to make more money. It is in the recruiting, it's profit share, revenue share. So it's more profit. It's similar where you could bring in people and they bring in people and you get a better cut of what's going on there. But I think, okay, so that's a little similar to Keller Williams, not surprisingly. It's revenue, not profit. The big thing is the stock because it's publicly traded. stock. And it has been just a meteoric kind of rise. You can't expect that to be the next 10, 12 years. It's going to keep going like that. But if
It
you're in,
could.
yeah, it could.
It could. I mean, because their rate of growth right now does not seem to be diminishing, and they're opening up new countries. I mean, I've got agents in our group that want to open up China.
Yeah.
Now just think about that one country. Okay, they 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 have second to the United States, and they may pass us in the next few years, the biggest economy in the world. And the number one driver of their economy is real estate.
Yeah.
I mean, they literally build entire cities that their population then invests in.
Right.
And I mean, it's all that stuff is going to have to be sold at some point.
Right.
It might be a fire sale, but people are going to need to sell it,
Right.
and people are going to be buying it when they sell it.
Right.
All those transactions. So, and that's just one country. So we're at 22 countries now. We anticipate in the next 4 years, maybe the tops 5 years, to be up to 50 countries and eventually 100 countries. So it's not just the expansion within the United States, but you and I both know there's so many real estate agents working at so many either independents or brand names or franchises. Um, we could get up to 350 or 500,000 just in the United States.
Right. Right.
And it's such a unique and compelling business model that is not duplicated anywhere else. I mean, I ran our company with that revenue grid for years. You know, I just realized that, take me 100 years with $100 million to just, I don't know, get close to what they're doing.
Right.
So now when I say they, we are they.
Yeah.
We are they.
Yeah.
If you can't beat them, what do?
This is us.
Yep, you sign up and you go
Yeah.
for the ride.
Yeah. Well, the important thing I think is also the sponsor. The sponsor is the person that's going to help you along the way, explain. I had some issues coming in. First of all, I didn't know how long each thing was going to take. And that feels frustrating working with technology because you think it should be just instant. And a lot of times it isn't or it wasn't. Um, but by the time I calmed down and and the next day happened, and then everything was just as I had set it up. I just couldn't, and that's at just one level of the setup. There are a variety of different things because it's a new system. You have new paperwork. For instance, everyone needs some specific kinds of things like the wire fraud. Now, if here in Massachusetts, if you're not part of any of that, the lawyers and the banks deal with the wire fraud. It never comes to us. Um, but in this system, everybody needs to have their clients and their buyers and their sellers sign that. It's
It comes down from the insurance companies, I'm
right,
sure.
or the lawyers.
The E&O company, well, yeah, because the E&O company is taking on all the risk now for 75,000 agents.
Yeah,
And that's why they want better trained agents,
right.
and they want agents that are mentored and coached and properly trained at every level. So it's a very, um, I would say, well trained organization, and
Well,
they demand competency.
yeah. Well, yeah, it's demand, but it's you're loading documents into a system, and the system immediately says it's reviewing, and it always takes, at least for me, I don't sit there and watch it. The next day, it's either completed, it turns green, so it allows you to move forward on it, or it's a yellow and there's a specific thing that you have to fix. And it could be a date, it could be something, but you're told exactly what works, and that makes it simpler because you're looking at everything and you're not missing anything. There's been so many times, so many agents that I've co-broked with, and they don't show up with the right forms in the right way.
I would say a good portion, not majority, but a good portion of agents do not know how to fill out the lead paint disclosure properly. That's probably the big one. It's always, there should be an initial and here's a check, or
Yeah,
this one isn't checked off at all.
yeah,
You know what I'm talking about.
yeah, yeah. Well,
We've
did you
all
get?
been guilty of it. We make mistakes.
But it has. They do have to be correct because it's a legal form, and these are big purchases. And once you know how to do it, you do the same thing over and over and over and over again. So it gets built in, simpler that way. But that
But
learn.
that's you bring up, picking a sponsor. And one thing I did, I don't want to say I took 10 years to find a sponsor, but in a way I did. Um, and a good sponsor is actually going to have, if it's not themselves, people that are employed by them, who are going to help you not just sign up for EXP and get your license transferred and all those things, but help you with SkySlope and help you with KV Core and help you with all the answers
Right,
for those questions that you will inevitably have.
right.
Because as genius as the system is, you have to learn the intricacies of it to
Right.
take advantage of
Right.
it.
Right. But that happens everywhere you go. Every new agency you go to, they have their way of doing things. This is just so um, completely transparent, and you know where everything is at every moment. If you have a question, it's not here or in compliance office or in a folder where you can't find that specific document. It's different. It's far easier once I knew what to do and could kind of line stuff up because it is
I'm
repetition.
smiling. Why am I smiling? Because I'm thinking a lot of companies are like, and there's nothing wrong with a Hyundai Sonata, great car. Um, I think EXP and the Castles Unlimited team and all that, it's like a Lamborghini. You really should know, before you pop that clutch, what you're doing, or
Do
you're going
you?
to end up hitting a curb.
Yeah. I don't know if
Or
we're
worse.
offending millennials talking about clutches. You know,
I mean, Lamborghinis. I guess you can get an automatic. Why not?
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm sure you can get any kind of transmission you want. I I actually went to the Lamborghini museum, which is like attached to the factory. Um, there was almost no way to get me out of that place. I thought, I'd go in there for about 10 minutes. Uh, was that Modena, Italy?
Yeah.
Amazing town. Ferrari's there, Maserati's there. Yeah.
Yeah. Great cars.
Got off track a little bit, but okay. So EXP is like a Lamborghini.
Well, it does turbocharge your business, gives you more lines of income, gives you lines of income where you don't have to be out there selling all the time. I mean, my thought is get younger agents, and I can step back and do the mentoring and the teaching and the other skills that I have to bring to it.
Well, it's really one of the only companies that's allowing agents to retire and get paid by the company.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, KW is going to do it also, but I can't see how profit and revenue is an equivalent.
No, they're not. It's not an equivalent. It can never be the same. revenue is top line, profit is not.
And we should probably end the show with talking about transparency also, because on that first slide we're talking about the split and everything. Even with Keller Williams and a lot of companies right now are changing all their policies just to be as competitive as they
Right.
can be with the EXP. Of course, they can't do everything that
Right.
EXP is doing,
Right.
but they're doing their best to at least be in the same race,
Right.
even though they're not going to win it. So EXP, interestingly enough, pretty much has the same policy. And I say pretty much because I've found ways with starting agents off and getting, special accommodations here or there. But once you're really in the system, everybody's treated exactly the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And if somebody actually has sponsored a few agents and they start seeing that income every month, it's going to encourage them to bring on a few more over time because the money keeps expanding
Right.
monthly.
Right.
So the transparency is one thing, and the compelling money
Right. Right.
is the other thing that other companies can't really offer.
Yeah. So if you like what you've heard, give us a call. Send us an email. You'll see that on our page. We'd love to talk to you if you have any questions whatsoever. Come back next week, next Friday, for another episode 4. We'll see if we can get some of the technology right. What do you think? Do you think we can?
Let that music run.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is that you play. I don't know. Is it music?
Yeah. That's from a garage band thing. So,
As long as it's royalty free.
yeah. Well, that was really the point.
Is that one of my
Recording stopped.
No, it came from